Hey y'all. I know it's been like a good little minute. I already looked at what was the last date for the last episode I made. I understand. Listen, this is life, you know? Like sometimes we get in a mental break. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's just a lot. So that is the reason for the missing episodes, but I am back. Consistency is still here. It doesn't have to be all the time, just as long as you come back and get it done. You just don't call it a day. I would never call it a day on y'all, okay? So tonight we're actually going to talk about the burnout stage. I know it sounds super duper mean, but it's not. As always, we dealing with nothing but relationships. And when I say like a burnout stage, I'm not automatically thinking in terms of a hey, let's break up. I'm not thinking about that. I'm not saying that. It's just I feel like when you really take the time out to sit here and grow, sometimes at times both partners can sit here and grow, but maybe you guys are not growing in the same book anymore, and that's okay. A lot of people will sit here and freak out, and when you're freaking out and you truly love and want this relationship, you will sit here and try to alter the person that you are for the person that your partner's talking about. Don't do that. Like, do not change yourself. Don't do it. A relationship is nothing but a compromise, you know? So that's when the communication comes into play. And it's just like, hey, I think we really need to talk because I feel like instead of us keeping the plan that we had together, it's starting to drift off into a I'm doing what I'm doing over here, and you're doing what you're doing over there. And there's no way possible on this road that we can meet at the end of it. If you're going left and I'm going right, how are we supposed to meet in the middle? There is no middle. It's two different lanes. That's why either one or both of you guys, maybe both of you guys feel it. And it's just like, hey, we need to, sometimes you have to deconstruct and create a new plan because maybe the plan that you guys had prior, since each one of you guys are venturing off into your own lane instead of together, maybe that is no longer the plan, you know? And it's okay. It's life. When you come up with the plan, that doesn't mean if it fails, call it a day. No, don't call it a day. If this is something truly that you really want, you have to make it work. But when I say you have to make it work, if it's something you want, put the work in. But if it causes you to change who you are, if you're just like mentally messed up all the time, you're trying to fix this and you feel like you're alone in doing it, and you're starting to feel like you're putting pressure when there should be no pressure. If both people are on the same page and have the same plan, there should never be pressure. Or I'm gonna switch it real quick. Maybe there could be pressure because maybe someone's scared. Maybe fear is coming into play. And of course, if it's the man is not going to sit here and be like, hey, I feel this, but I'm nervous giving you all of me. I'm sorry if you come across a man that does that. That is beautiful, you know? But normally, a lot of men wouldn't do that. But I don't even want to single them out because us as women, until I reached my growth journey, it took me a good little minute to be vulnerable and to really put me out there. Because when you break those walls down and you put yourself out there and you don't receive what you feel like you should have received, but you can't even do that because you can't tell someone how to receive your traumas what you've been through in life. You can't make your thoughts your partner's thoughts. Now that's gonna cause trouble. You have to be able to sit here and accept maybe some of the hurtful stuff that your partner may say. Maybe you didn't see it. But when I say hurtful, I mean like hurtful in a point where you never thought about it that way. I'm not talking about some you're supposed to sit there and accept name calling and bashing you and all that. Because you ain't about to play with me like that. But it's just like a lot of us need to be able to sit here and accept the things that we do not see within us or view us coming from our partner, because maybe those triggers that we had in the past, because we feel like I am never supposed to be happy, or maybe I've always felt like because I did so many bad things in life, I do not enjoy this happiness. So that's when that whole self sabotage comes in. And maybe your partner's like, hey, you doing this again, like you going backwards. And when you hear something like that, it could be a trigger. Like, how are you telling me? See, don't do that. I used to do it like all of the time. And I'm telling you, nothing positive will come from that. Like, absolutely nothing. That's why, if this is truly the end goal, there has to be hard conversations. And I've been doing this backwards the whole time, sitting here and taking pictures and wanting to do this and that. No, that comes after. If you guys want to get married out there, or if you don't and you just want to have this long term relationship, that comes after you guys sit there and have the hard conversations, the conversations that will scare you to the point that by you being so brutally honest, this person could leave. Those are the conversations that you're supposed to have now. Why? Because without those conversations, how do you know that you love me and you want me to give you all of me if you don't even know where I came from? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I came from so much trauma, it is too much for you. And a lot of people don't even realize that as well. Like, all of us is living our lives. Just because someone loves you, that doesn't mean that they have to sit here and go through their life and all of their trauma that they're trying to get past. And then being with you, you're coming with a whole house full of traumas. That's a lot. You could really break the other person. I get it. Love is everything, but love is not enough. It's not enough, because with love, a lot of people feel like, I love you so much. I just buy you this and I do this and that for you. That's beautiful, because that makes me feel like even when I'm not even thinking about myself, you're thinking about me. That's why you do the things that you do for me. But that you have to make sure that you are emotionally there for your partner. You have to make sure that you're mentally there for your partner. Of course, the physical aspect of it as well, but this could just be for the men, but who knows? My ladies probably get down like this too. So, even when it boils down to sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't think that I'm not in it because I'm not in you. You have to take the step back and look at the relationship. Like, are we in a good place? Because we can sit here and have sex all day and night. But if we are in a troubled place, it's not going to be a making love. It's just going to be like, hey, I get mine and you get yours. That's that. No. Like, we're not doing that. If I'm giving you me, I want you to know you have me forever. I don't want it to, we do what we do and you feeling like, wow, it felt like you just gave me because you wanted some. And no, That's why I hate it when people feel like it felt a little weird. Then you're going to sit here and look back. Well, how do you think the relationship is going? You know what I'm saying? Like I just said at the start of this episode, no one is saying when you're burnt out, you're in your little burnout stage. That does not mean I want to break up. It's not a breakup. It's just a hey, I'm telling you, I'm not trying to accuse you or anything, or I just need reassurance from you because as of lately, I've been feeling like X, Y, and Z. What would you have to say to the way I'm feeling just to make sure that I'm not going crazy? Do you see it as well, or did I interpretate something incorrectly? You know? So. It just takes the time because, and then we have to look at it in this aspect. A lot of people feel like they know it all, or don't even get me started on the comparison or whatever. First of all, you're in a relationship right now. You cannot compare this relationship to any other relationship you've ever been into. Two different individuals. It will never be the same. And then you got to look at the love languages. Everyone has a different love language. You could find someone that just loves affection. You can find someone that loves the affirmations, that just sits here and loves to spoil. So you can't sit here and look at the way you love you and you expect your partner to love you the same way. No, it's different. And if it does make you feel some type of way, here we go. And I get it. A lot of people be like, why do you have to talk so much? Hello. Communication is everything. Like if someone's failing at something, how do you get the person to make it do what it do and get back in place? You bring it to their attention, right? That's communication. I was about to say confirmation. No. That's communication right there. In order for things to get right, or get to a place where the compromise comes into place, there has to be communication. And if someone is tired of communicating a lot, hello, that means these problems have not been resolved. I'm not trying to keep talking to you to get you to the point that you don't even want to say good morning. I'm not trying to do that. I just want us to be in a great place. And when I say a great place, I know a lot of people out there probably like there's no such thing as great. I agree. I agree. But it is. If you and your partner sit here and put that work in, and you guys have the same dream like, hey, we need to be here, we need to do this and that, we got to put that work in for that relationship. That would be perfect for you guys. A lot of people decide to back away or venture off to something else as soon as it gets hard. No, you can't do that, because if you're venturing off when it gets hard and you want me to give you all of me, it's life. We're going to come across hard times for the rest of life. I don't want to be with someone that's just going to leave when it gets hard. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling y'all, like, take that time out. Come, I know a lot of people don't want to talk, but I'm saying things aren't going to get better if there's no communication. Just even if it doesn't even have to be like talking every day. I am such a talker. But you don't have to talk all the time. It can just be a look, I don't want to keep talking to you about this. Let's just come up with this game plan. Maybe we could have these conversations once a month, or like maybe every 2 weeks, just to check in and double check to make sure, hey, I'm not making you feel no type of way, right? I feel like I just want to give you reassurance on everything. And even though we did talk and we do have slip ups, it's okay. Just make sure it's not repeated and ultimately it turns into a habit. You know what I'm saying? Because none of us are perfect. All of us make mistakes. I make mistakes. But that's where that accountability comes into play. You can't sit here and take accountability and then tomorrow, like you do it again. It wasn't an accident if you did it tomorrow. And we just spoke about it yesterday. That's why I'm telling y'all, sit there and have the communication. Make sure the end goal, whatever plans you guys have, it's the plan for the relationship. There cannot be, hey, let us both come in here with our own separate plans. No, because if you guys come in there with two separate plans, you guys are living two different lives. And if the end goal is one, compromise and make it one. You know what I'm saying? Make it do what it do. And I will, wow, I'm going to talk to y'all again in 2025. Alrighty, you guys. I really hope that this episode helps someone out there. You guys have all my socials and all that. So I will speak to you guys in 2025.